Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. Finally, we are sponsored by the upcoming ABV Barrel Shop, a new liquor store experience coming to St. Louis, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop will serve as home to the ABV Network and will be owned and operated by Steve Akeley, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton, a.k.a. the Barrel Buddies. To learn more about the investment opportunities in this new venture, listen to the ad at the end of this podcast. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink! Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss why we love Steve Beam. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Cailee Baker, Luke Otero, and Evan Van Scoik.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hola.
Hey,
how's it going?
So every once in a while, we just like to do these little bit of a tribute show just for people that we like in the industry. And Steve Beam, if you don't like Steve Beam, you're crazy. He's one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. Obviously, he has a great family history in the business. He's got a great company that he makes, where he makes some great bourbon. I mean, everything about Steve Beam you got to like. So we'll get into some of that stuff after the break. For right now, Beka said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
I hopped on to my random question generator and I flipped through it a few times. There's things like, what do you like to eat for breakfast? What would you change your name to? Those were all boring. But when I got to this one, I was like, there's a question that I need answers to. Okay. The question is, would you rather have a grapefruit size head or a head the size of a watermelon?
This is tough.
And when I think watermelon, I'm thinking more like the really oblong ones.
Right.
I guess it could be. I guess it could really be like any way.
I feel like my head is the size of a watermelon.
So then you already know you maybe know your answer.
So you have to have one or the other, because obviously the answer is neither. But it's got to be one or the other.
Like
my mouth is the size of a grapefruit. So. I didn't have a head
so Cailee, the question still applies. Would you like to keep the head that you have size now, or would you prefer a grapefruit sized head?
I would like to keep my melon sized head.
I'm going to go vote with Cailee too. I mean, either way, it's weird and awkward, but I feel like the small head would be really bad. I don't know. I feel like the bigger head equals bigger brain, and at least that's the case I try to make. So I'm really go with the
Evan's over here doing fucking like.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Steve, if you've got your watermelon, an oblong watermelon,
right?
Are you going this way, or this way?
This way.
No, this way. Yeah.
You're going tall.
Yeah.
Tall. I'm going to have the tall type.
It's very oblong.
People will be like,
not
Steve.
Arnold.
Steve, why so long in the face? It would be the constant joke.
Just imagine that plus his beard. His beard just reaches like his waist.
As Cailee mentions, I don't think Cailee has a big head for the record, but because she said this, I'm going to say like Cailee said, I have a really big head. I had to get a special size stocking cap from like this big head company because my head's too big for most hats. Yeah. Look right. All right. Evan, how about you? Grapefruit size or watermelon size head?
I've thought this through. I've ran the numbers. I've done the science. So
okay,
you made an excellent point. The brain size is important. So as you reduce your skull size, the size of the brain that
capacity
you can have,
is going to shrink. Yeah.
Yes. Also, another very important reason we must consider food. The smaller your head, the less big food you can eat. Think of all the large foods that you want to enjoy, like
You had a bigger mouth.
Right, double burger patties, large slices of pizza,
double burger patties. If your mouth is not large
sandwich.
enough for a double burger patty, you need to work on it. Come on.
Well, if
he's the size of if your whole head's the size of a grapefruit, how big's your mouth? I mean, it's going to be small.
Exactly. So you have to. You got to think about all the things you won't be able to eat. Yeah, maybe you can still drink out of it.
It's a good diet plan, though, Evan. I mean, like, if you're trying to lose weight, having a grapefruit-sized head would be fantastic.
But if you come to my house, your burger is going to be larger than a grapefruit. I can guarantee you that. Like, my husband doesn't fuck around when it comes to...
That's why the head needs to be the melon.
Go with the melon.
Okay, so, Evan, which way are you facing your melon? You going, hey, Arnold? You going long...
Like I did.
Vertical, or are you going...
Are we talking grocery store watermelons? Are we talking like homegrown Amish watermelons?
I'm talking about just oblong watermelons.
Okay.
So
because like I still like I look at my head and I'm like just a little bit higher and a little bit lower, and I feel like it'd be the shape of a watermelon.
I'm talking
like a big ass watermelon. That's an Amish grown watermelon.
And so, Evan, which way are you going with your watermelon head?
So my initial thought was I was going to go horizontal,
like a
chest.
hammerhead shark. You would look like
because I already have like the wider frame, but then hats won't fit right.
No.
So if you want hats, helmets, glasses, and those things to fit on your head right, you need your head the vertical long.
Yeah, you're going to follow like I did. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Luke. As absurd as this is, this is what we're talking about. What are your thoughts?
Gosh, Beka, really good one. Of all the years I've been listening,
it's creative. It's creative.
This one is just probably takes the cake. But for me,
I didn't wake up today thinking this is what we're going to be talking about. I was like, I wonder if Becca's going to ask about watermelon or grapefruit. No,
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm living for this.
All right, Luke, let's hear it.
I would go with the melon, and I would go north-south, so oblong. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'd all have each other at that point. So we'd probably all hang out a lot more because we'd have the same head size and shape.
And there would still be a show called Hey Arnold because there would be the one guy that picks the opposite way and would have an Hey Arnold head.
Yeah. All right, Beka, you asked the question, so that means you also have to answer. What do you got here?
I think that I might go with the watermelon head, but I might go Hey Arnold style. Just because I want to stand out from all my friends apparently who are all going vertical style. You guys are going a little bit like Phineas and Ferb kind of style on your heads.
Yeah.
I think I want to go Hey Arnold. He was always kind of more fun anyways.
You can't imagine
you're gonna be the one that has a show.
And so I'd have like my hair would like sit like on the sides like this, like this.
She does like wide brim hats already, so.
And then I would have
for a second. Do it again.
My hat would just sit on the top of my head like this.
I need you to do it again.
The photo approval from that point forward would be tough. Yeah. Because when you hang out with Beka, you got to get approval.
The question is,
get a lot of selfies in because my head would be the only thing in this selfie.
The question is, if you're gonna be Hey Arnold, who's gonna be the stoop kid?
I don't know, but also
I feel like it's gonna be Danny because he's sedimentary.
Eat way bigger.
He's just gonna be there.
I can eat bigger burgers than you guys because assuming my head is long ways, I should be able to eat a very large.
You can eat a whole sub sandwich in one bite.
I would like to challenge that without having a weird shaped head. I want you to come over and eat a burger.
I can't do that now. Hey, listen, I cannot do that now. I'm not going to claim no.
Cailee wants to turn everything into a contest.
God,
I'm just saying.
I was trying to eat a burger.
If in fact I had the weird oblong head and you guys all had the horizontal heads, I'd be able to eat way wider burgers.
Because everything would have to be shaped proportionately, and if your head's like that, your mouth is going to be wider. There's no doubt.
You could probably eat a whole pizza. Yeah.
Pizza, pancake, waffles, Crunchwrap Supremes.
I might change my answer. Wait, I'm gonna go the other way now.
Yeah, you guys
didn't eat a whole pizza at once.
You guys didn't think about the whole eating thing. That's the first thing I went to.
Well, at one time, I don't know.
Becca's the smartest of us all. So,
all right.
It's a wide brain.
It is time to drink now. I'm going to go first. I've got not wild. I got Maker's Mark 101. When I think of 101, I immediately think of Wild Turkey. Sorry about that. Maker's 101, which I do like better than the regular Maker's. It's a screw top. So no noise, but I'm going to try to do last show pour. Let's see. Can I get all this in one glass? I think so. I've got the little
you can.
goblet style. Yeah, I think it's going to fit. So.
Probably.
I think it's two.
It's close, but no problem. I had room to spare. Look at that. Room to spare.
Nice.
Plenty of room.
Oh, you're in a
brandy snifter. Add some more.
Yeah, I'm in a little mini brandy snifter. So there you go. Evan, you're next. What do you got?
So I'm breaking out a brand new bottle of Minor Case whiskey since
I like that. Oh, that's good stuff. Steve Beam, yes, good point. No. He's I heard something. I heard
it was a loud pop.
It wasn't loud for us. I did hear something, so it means he's got the lead because I did a screw top. So next up is going to be Cailee. Cailee, what do you got?
I've got a bottle of our Tennessee Straight from Leatherwood.
Okay.
Next time we'll dump a barrel, it'll probably be August, so y'all better come get a bottle before it's gone.
Okay.
All right.
All the way to August. Okay. That's our lead right now. That's our lead. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. All right, Luke, you're next.
My granddaughter was born this week.
Oh, nice.
This is this year's birthday bourbon. Lucas and I already got into it, so
of course, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's going to have anything, but here we go.
Okay. I think that was enough. Good. I think you got Cailee, so you're in the lead. Becca still has to go though, so Becca hasn't gone yet. She's between you and victory now, Luke. So what do you got, Becca?
I have got good news for Luke. I think it's appropriate. I've got a sample of Revenge from Limestone Branch, which they don't make anymore. It's a Sugar Shine Double Oak.
The old Sugar Shine,
in bourbon barrels. It's 80 proof. Never tried this, but I got a sample this past weekend. So, Luke, congratulations, and I'm drinking something.
It's cool. It's cool. He celebrated his granddaughter, so there you go.
Congrats.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're talking about Steve Beam. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. We are also sponsored by Moonshine University. This longtime partner for the ABV Network helps educate individuals looking to get into the distilled spirits business, service industry employees looking to expand their knowledge, and individuals simply wanting to know more about the process and history of the spirits industry. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at Moonshine University, and it's something I continuously draw upon and connect with fellow graduates. Check out their full listing of classes, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes, and more at moonshineuniversity.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. All right, back to the show.
I'm Davey Waltz.
And I'm Adina.
And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about how much we love Steve Beam.
Yes, we are. I always say bourbon is one of the nicest industries. And within that industry, there are some people who really even stand out within that. And Steve Beam is one of those people. He's a nice person in a very nice industry. He really stands out even amongst all the other nice people in the industry. He's just that good of a guy. And I'm a huge fan of not only him, but like I said, the family history he's got and then the products that he makes. So how about you guys? What are your thoughts on Mr. Steve Beam?
Well, first, the mustache.
The mustache.
Gotta love the mustache.
It had to be said. Whether it was going to be you or me, it was going to be said.
It's iconic. His mustache is iconic. It's now owned by the bourbon industry, I think. I don't think he could shave that if he wanted to. We'd be angry if he did that. Yeah.
Steve,
he had a whole ornament around it. So
yeah, it's one of the best in bourbon next to Eddie's, but it's
yeah.
yeah, that was stated one time and Beka went ballistic.
My brother Eddie Bolton has one of the best mustaches in bourbon. Eddie, you're not in fucking bourbon. Shut up. You have a great mustache. No one is arguing that. But he's sitting next to Fonte and Steve Beam, and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit.
These are icons in bourbon mustaches in the bourbon industry. So there you go.
I about lost my mind.
Oh yeah.
Just
that did not go well for Eddie. He got chewed out in front of the group.
It didn't go well for me either, but well, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, besides his mustache, which is iconic, just the family history and where he's going with his product line, I think is just incredible. And
the combination of Beams and Dance, amazing. Yeah. Two bourbon families, and but I agree. I mean, it's a short list. It's really two that I have to have every year. The yearly releases are tough because, if I would love to get the Four Roses every year. I can't get it every year. I haven't had one in a couple of years now. I can't track it down. But the one that I've always been able to track down is Little Book and Yellowstone limited edition. So those are the two that I kind of have to have every year. So as we transition here, we're in early 2022. The two that I've got to have this year will be those two. And so Steve Beam's got one of them that I have to have.
I'll say this one that comes from my husband is he saw the show notes tonight and I go, yeah, one of them's why we love Steve Beam. He goes, I'll tell you why I love Steve Beam. He goes, because Steve Beam will always answer your phone calls and he'll always answer. He will always answer questions that you have, regardless of what the question is. He doesn't act like it's some sort of secret or anything. He's like, he will answer questions and he'll be honest about it. He's like, I 100% appreciate and love Steve Beam for just that in itself. He's like, the fact that he will always take my calls and he'll answer questions that I have. He's like, and so just as a distiller to a distiller, he's like, that's just a wonderful thing about Steve Beam.
Yeah.
He's a genuine person. I met him at the ADI conference last year. And I mean, this is the first time I met him in person. I've met him a couple times otherwise, but, introduced myself and he was like, oh yeah, Cailee, he's so nice and just a really genuine guy. And he makes great whiskey. So
exactly. And that's the proof in the bottle is what he puts out, and him being a nice guy and sincere and accessible those are just attributes to his character already. I mean, that beyond approach,
Yeah. Evan, how about you? What are your thoughts about Mr. Beam?
Now, we met Steve Beam. Didn't he come to one of your events at Total Wine a couple of years ago?
Yes. So he's been at those. He's very generous with his time. He's come to events like that for me. He's come to when I had the movie out. He went to a couple different premieres and screenings of the movie. He comes on our Zoom events. We've got an event actually coming up with him where we're tasting an old Yellowstone Dusty, and he's going to play the game with us. And I always think, what does a distiller have to gain by that, to try an old product versus new and try to guess which is the product that they're making right now? I think if anything, maybe there's something to lose there for him, because somebody could be like, you don't even know your own product, but he's just that type of guy. He's a great guy. I'm just a huge fan. But go ahead, Evan. Sorry.
Yeah, and I just thinking about like having a bourbon royal family name, right? Like
Right.
He has the last name Beam. Like, just thinking about like the weight and the expectations that come with that working in this industry.
If you don't know bourbon, you know the word Beam.
Right.
You know the name Beam.
And then you put a person like Steve Beam behind that name. And it's like, you know, just because you have that doesn't mean you have to be pretentious. You don't have to like court yourself off away from the rest of the public. So just like from that perspective, what a person that could have done things in a much different way, but he chose his path and is the person that he is. And that, I think that's really powerful, that he can be so friendly, so approachable, and still be a Beam.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
I'd say that that's something that is pretty awesome about Steve Beam is the fact that he, you know, that they built their own brand separate from who they are. And not only that, but they built it up to be something that they're proud of, and that, you know, it's like, this is something that's Steve's. You know, they have that deep history behind it and the Yellowstone brand and stuff, but the fact that they're doing something, he's doing something on his own and doing it well.
Right.
Obviously. I mean,
to say, not only is he
they've got a lot of people they were courted by pretty big companies there. And so they're doing something really well. And you know, like even just like how they present their brand in general, how Steve, like all of it, like looks fantastic. His involvement and stuff too. And like Steve said, just him going on different things. I mean, that means a lot. When anytime that I talk about bourbon people, I say that there's 3 people who are the nicest people in existence in bourbon. And to me, it is Steve Beam,
Okay.
Freddie Johnson,
Yes.
and Molly Wellman.
Yeah.
Those
Brent
3,
Elliott. I think you could have Brent Elliott.
but
he's a crazy nice guy too. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, those 3 stand out to me just because when you talk to them, at no point do you feel like they're just going, yeah, okay, yep. And they're just waiting for you to get done talking
They're a
to
huge deal. All 3 of them are, those are huge
every
personalities.
one of them will say like, I've had such a great time talking to you. And you feel that they're not lying to you.
Right.
A lot of times when you talk to someone who is, you know, quote unquote important, it feels like you're wasting their time and you almost feel guilty for like talking to them. Not for a second do you feel that with any of those 3 people. They're all
even as a person in the industry, you know, going up to Steve Beam, like even already being friends with him on Facebook and stuff, but never having met him in person, I was still a little nervous. You know, like I'm going up and I'm just saying, "Hey, what's up?" Like, you know, we're friends already on Facebook or whatever, but like we've never met in person, and I was still like, "Oh, he's a much bigger person than me in the bourbon industry." So it's kind of like nerve-wracking. Yeah, nerve-wracking, like going up to somebody like that, and he just made me feel like a genuine. I don't know. It just, the whole interaction was just great, and he was easy to talk to, and just made you feel like you're a regular person and not someone looking after an idol, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think he's got it even harder than anybody, because in reality, he does have this great family history and all that, but you know, that's a separate company. It's one that, you know, he can't really talk about too much and risk legal, you know, issues and things like that. So he has to stand on his own, and he's done a great job of doing that and balancing that fine line. I like everything that's going on at Limestone Branch, and yeah, I look forward to what's next for them. So, and Steve Beam, great guy, like hanging out with him, spending time, just couldn't be a nicer person. So that's Steve Beam, and that's why we like him so much. All good things.
And the great thing is, you know, he's going to be around with us for a long time if he chooses to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's only better for the entire bourbon industry and everyone around him, because he's going to affect more people like everyone around here tonight. So, yeah.
He's a good ambassador just for the bourbon industry. Yeah, he exceeds just his company for sure.
We're lucky that Steve is part of all this.
Yeah.
He makes all of us look better.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
No, that's right, Becca.
He does. I mean, like,
well,
he makes people look a whole lot better sometimes.
All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Cailee, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Come see me out at Leatherwood Distillery, serving up some great cocktails, and follow me on Instagram at the Bourbon Bakers, making some great desserts and drinking some great bourbon.
Yeah. Have you had any to drink tonight?
No, I've not had none tonight. Definitely not since 10 in the morning either.
All right, Evan, how about you? Where can people find you?
Well, she's not had none, so she's had plenty.
Right.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Evan Van Scoik, or on Instagram with Wisdom Whiskey.
All right, Luke.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Santa Fe Boutique Wines and on Luke Otero at SantaFeBoutiqueWines.com.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me at Neely Family Distillery, and you can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one to look out for because everything that we do is out there. We have all of those shows out there. What a great database. If you're looking to listen to some shows, maybe you got a road trip or you're just looking to do something different at work to make the time go by, we've got over 3,000 shows for you to listen to. So check us out at abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Ciao.
See you later. Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least, at the top of the show, I mentioned investment opportunities at the new liquor store concept, the ABV Barrel Shop, being launched in 2022 by myself, Jim Fosnot, and Scott Creighton. We are crowdfunding some of the capital needed to open the store. Not only does it offer a return on your investment, but a lifetime of status and benefits at the store. Of course, this investment is a loan and involves a high degree of risk, which may not be suitable for all persons. Prospective investors should carefully evaluate the risk and merits of an investment, should confer with their own legal and financial advisors, and should be able to bear the risk of the loss of their investment before considering the investment described herein. If you would like more information, contact us via the under construction website at abvbarrelshop.com and fill out the form.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.